A warm greetings. Let us start our class. Housekeeping Management Unit 1. Let us know what is meant by housekeeping and why housekeeping is more important in a hotel. So basically we all know that housekeeping is must important in a hotel because to have a clean and safe environment. Yes, the answer is absolutely right. So let us move on to the next slide. So what is mean by housekeeping department in a hotel? Okay. Housekeeping department in a hotel is responsible for the cleanliness, maintenance and aesthetic upkeep of the hotel. By other definition, housekeeping is an operational department in a hotel which is responsible for the cleanliness, maintenance, aesthetic upkeep of rooms, public areas, areas and the surroundings. So basically, housekeeping is the only department in a hotel that is operating only for the maintenance and cleanliness of the surroundings, including the guest rooms, public areas, and back areas, the surroundings of an hotel, etc. A hotel survives on the sale of rooms, foods, beverages, and other minor services such as the laundry, health club, and so on. So the hotel is mainly focused and the hotel is mainly running only because of the accommodation industry, and accommodation industry in the sense that is the sale of a room. Okay, and the next one is food and beverage that is offered to the guest. Either the guest may be of an in-house guest or an out guest, etc. And other minor services such as in some hotels laundry will be in the out of the premises, that is a contracted basis. In some premises the laundry which is in house itself. Okay, so due to that laundry services we can earn money through that also. Then we will be having some spa facility in a hotel and we will be having some health club also. Through that we will be generating some revenues. Okay, the major sale goes on the rooms and as well as the food and beverage sector. Let us move on to the next slide. What is the meaning of an housekeeping? As we saw in the previous slide, we know that it is maintaining the cleanliness of an hotel. Yeah, yes, to provide clean, hygiene, and well-maintained environment for the guest in the hotel. Okay, so it means not to only have the cleaning property, but it also includes the hygienic level of an hotel. Okay, when the hygienic level is up to the level, it will satisfy the guest needs and the guest will be more attracted and they will be repeating to our hotel often. Okay, it is not only providing a clean environment for the guest but also to have an hygienic and well environment for the guest. Okay, the simple definition for housekeeping is defined as the provision of clean, comfortable and safe environment for the guest in the hotel. So what we have to do means we have to provide them a clean environment, as well as when it comes to hygienic, the guest will be feeling more comfortable with the hygiene standard of an hotel. So it will be in the comfortable zone and it will have some safe environment. When the environment is maintained properly, the guest will having a safe environment. Okay, so that is the simplest definition for housekeeping. Housekeeping is defined as the provision of a clean, comfortable and safe environment for the guest in the hotel. So these are the main responsibility of an housekeeping department. So what it does, if we follow all these things, what will happen? We can have some more guest satisfaction. The guest turnover will be more high inside, and being responsible for the turnaround of the guest in a timely manner, housekeepings will be having some primary communication with the front desk, okay, to have or to give the room status reported, and it will be getting updated and it will have some sale turnover in one side. Okay, the room status can be informed to the front office department either through telephones or through softwares or through mails, etc. And housekeeping will also have some coordination with all other departments. Let us see about the coordination of housekeeping with the other department on the upcoming slides. So let us move on to the next slide. So let us see why importance of the housekeeping in an hotel. What is the importance? So first one is that the standard plays an important role in the reputation of the hotel. The hotel's trademark will stand only when the hotel services is well satisfied by the guest. And the second one, accommodation in a hotel tends to be the largest part of the hotel. It is the most revenue generating department. The housekeeping takes care of all the rooms and often large departments in the hotel. So we have different departments in the hotel, including HR department, front office, housekeeping, food and beverage service, bar, banquet, kitchen, etc. Whereas the main and the most important department in a hotel is called as in housekeeping. Why? Because means the housekeeping department is the only department which is responsible for the room sales, to give some clean environment, to have a well-maintained surroundings, etc. They will be taking care of all the guest rooms, the tidiness, the cleanliness, and the security purpose, etc. So the accommodation sector is the only thing in a hotel that will have more revenue generating department. Okay. So the next point, it offers laundry, dry cleaning for the guest, cloth, shoe polishing also. In some hotels, they will be having a shoe polishing machine in the front office itself, that is in the lobby area. They will be having a shoe polish machine so that the guest can have and polish their shoes, etc. So we all know that the laundry comes under the housekeeping department. Either it may be of an in premises or it may be of outside the premises. Okay, so we will be offering laundry services to the guest, so it is something important. It aims to make environment comfortable and offer specialized services to the guest. So what it will happen means, when we are protecting the guest, when we are taking care of the guest rooms, the guest will be feeling more comfortable with us. So they know that the hotel is having some standard in cleaning of rooms. Next one, the fine accommodation and services are provided to the guest, so they are pleased with the hotel. So what it means, the accommodation services that is offered to the guest will make the guest to come and come again and again to our property. So the next slide comes the coordination of housekeeping with the other department. Why housekeeping is coordinating with other department? What is the main purpose to coordinate with other departments rather than front office? Only the housekeeping department is going to give the room status report to the front office, then why all the other department comes? So let us see the coordination of front office housekeeping with the other departments. The housekeeping department coordinates with the front office, food and beverage service, store, laundry, purchase, security, engineering, and personnel department. So let us see the front housekeeping communication with the front office. The main purpose is to update the room status report to the front office. Housekeeping prepares the room and the front office sales that room after preparing. Until and unless a close relationship is not maintained, it will be quite tough for a front office personnel to sell the room, as it is the housekeeping department which cleans and shapes the room after the guest departs the hotel. Okay, so the next one is housekeeping coordination with the food and beverage services. So the restaurant, banquet, and other food and beverage outlets constantly requires clean cloths, napkins, etc. The staff who are also working in those outlets require clean uniform on the daily basis. So we have to provide them a clean uniform to the staff who's working in the other department also. Housekeeping is also required in all the food and beverage outlets to get the outlet clean before it is open for the guests. Either the restaurants may start by 10. Before the time, we have to have a clean floorings, clean deep cleaning of a restaurant, which will attract the guest to come inside and have their meal. The next one is housekeeping close coordination with the human resource department, that is close coordination with the personnel. So the personnel department is the department responsible for the recruitment of staff, issuing of an identity cards, for the locker promotions, for the confirmations and other facilities. So we have to have some close communication with the personnel department. And for the purchase department, the purchase department will help the housekeeping in various things like purchasing of an items used in the housekeeping department. It may be of an guest room supplies or the room stationaries that is provided or the cleaning agents that is needed by the housekeeping department or the purchase of linens, etc. Okay, then it comes the housekeeping coordination with the security department. So why security department is more important than why they have to contact? So the guest room is a private place in a hotel where only guests will be allowed inside, and the hotel spend lots of money to ensure the privacy and security of the guest. However, the guest can take the advantage of an privacy by gambling, performing any illegal activities inside the room. The housekeeping personnel have to be alert for those things that is going out in the hotel guest rooms, and they have to inform the security department regarding the same, and they need to have some action that is to be taken. Okay, so we cannot say that all the guests are loyal, and we cannot say that the housekeeping staffs are not loyal. Okay, so the mistakes made can be made by both the guest as well as the housekeeping personnel. Okay, so the security department is more important to avoid such cases. So the next, housekeeping department with the engineering or maintenance department. One of the most important function of housekeeping is to maintain the hotel environment, as we discussed before, or we have to have some things that has to be maintained either by the furnitures or by the electrical complaints or whatever it may be of. A proper co-relationship is needed between the engineering or maintenance department, which will actually carry out the task of fixing out the complaints, that is order in the furniture, replacement of furnitures or the electrical goods of or else repairing the electrical goods or often plumbing works, etc. And the housekeeping coordination with the laundry division. So it is the part of an housekeeping that can either enhance the quality of the housekeeping services. The responsibility of the laundry is to wash dirty clothes and deliver clean and fresh items to the guest as well as the other department of an hotel. So we are going to give the guest laundry, that is guest linen, as well as the hotel linens for the laundry. Okay, so we should know that for how many count we are going to give a laundry, and how many guest cloths we are going to give, how many cloths that is used by the other departments we are going to give, how many uniforms we are going to give it for a laundry. Everything we have to shout out, and we have to have maintain a register. Okay, next one, the housekeeping department coordination with the store. So why we have to communicate with the store? Okay, so normally housekeeping department has a store that has a stock of supplies like linen or a stationery items or anything, etc. In small hotels, they will be having only one store called as a general store, but whereas in a large hotel, they will be having different stores for different departments. Okay, so in relationship between the housekeeping and the store is important, as it will ensure the day-to-day availability of an items that is required for a housekeeping department. Okay. Okay, fine. We have see that the coordination of housekeeping with the other department. Let us see who or comes under the housekeeping department and who will be the head for an housekeeping department. How many staffs will be included in the housekeeping department, whereas it is in a large hotel. So let us see the organizational structure of a large hotel. Okay, the head of an housekeeping department is called as an executive housekeeper, and then comes the assistant housekeeper, and the categories will be shuffled according to their cleaning standards and cleaning procedures or cleaning activities that has been carried out. So we will be having many subdivisions after the assistant housekeeper. One is the floor supervisor, who will take care of all the floors, the rooms that has been in the guest floors, etc. And the next head will comes under a desk supervisor. Next one will be the public area supervisor and the linen and uniform room supervisor, night supervisor and the horticulturist. So let us see who is called as a floor supervisor. The person one who is responsible for the floor in a hotel. Okay. So for the floor supervisor, they will be having some person who is under him. So that is called as a room attendant and the houseman. Next comes the desk supervisor. He is the head for the desk control, and what he have to do is he is the only person who takes care of the room status report updation. Okay, so above him, who will come? Runner is a person who will help the desk control supervisor to update the status and all. So next, the public area supervisor, who is called as in public area supervisor, a person who is responsible to take care of the public area cleaning activities. Below him, public area attendants will be there and cloakroom attendants will be there. And the next comes the linen and uniform room supervisor. Linen and uniform room supervisor is a person who takes care of the linens that is used by the housekeeping department as well as the uniforms of an hotel personnel. Complete all the department staff uniform will be taken care of in housekeeping department, and we have a separate supervisor to take care of the uniform room. Okay, so the next comes under the night supervisor, a person who will be working in the housekeeping department for the night shift, and they will be having a room attendant as well as the houseman, and we will be having a horticulturist who is more responsible to maintain the gardens, the lawn areas in the hotel, etc., and to make some flower arrangements for the guest rooms to make the VIP guest more satisfied. Okay, so this is the organization chart of a large hotel. So let us see the duties and responsibilities of housekeeping staff on the next upcoming slide. So the next comes the duties of an housekeeping department in a simplest form. So let me start up with the executive housekeeper. He is more responsible and accountable for the total cleanliness and maintenance and aesthetic upkeep of the hotel. This is achieved with the resource that is available for him, like manpower, materials, machines, money, space, and time. When these things are available for him, he can give the 100% of cleanliness and maintenance to the guest in the hotel or to the hotel industry. The next comes the assistant housekeeper. He is the one who will follow the data, documents, details, briefings that can be given by the executive housekeeper. He follows the data given by the executive housekeepers to achieve the proper cleanliness standards, maintenance and attractiveness that has to be given during the shift. Okay. Next comes the uniform or linen room supervisor. As I said before, he is the only person who is responsible to provide a clean linen supplies. Okay. As the hotel staff are all particularly in uniforms, we know that our hotel staff will be in a perfect uniforms. So they are going to handle the guests, so we have to provide them with a clean, hygienic uniforms so the guest will not feel anything misunderstandingly about the cleanliness of one personnel. Okay. So the next comes the floor supervisor. So the floor supervisor is the person who is responsible for the cleanliness, maintenance, and presentability of the guest floors attached to him as a chef. His scope encompasses guest room, corridors, staircase, floor pantries of an allotted floor. There will be a floor supervisor for each and every floors, and each and every floors in a hotel will have a floor pantry in which we will be storing all the housekeeping supplies, linens for the particular floor, etc. So the floor supervisor has to take care of all the things, either a guest room, pantry area, the floor verandas, etc. The public area supervisor. Who is called as in public area supervisor and what is his role means? He is responsible for the cleanliness, maintenance, presentability of all the public areas. So we all know that a public area which will include the restaurant, gyms, spa, health club, banquets, garden, administrative offices, any shopping arcades that is located in the hotel, etc. like main entrances, car parkings, valet area, etc. So the public area supervisor has to take care of all the public areas that comes under him. He has to provide a well and clean maintained environment. Next comes the night supervisor. What is his role? So let us see. They handle all the aspect of a housekeeping at the night, including desk control operations, issue of linens and uniforms in an emergency cases, etc. His area of activity extends over guest rooms. He have to take care of the guest rooms as well as the public areas and also the linen and uniforms rooms, etc. He is solely responsible and he is accountable for the smooth running of the department on the night time through his night brigade and has a larger decision making authority than other supervisors as he is the housekeeper for the night. So during night time we will be not having executive housekeeper or an assistant housekeeper in a department. So the person who works in the night shift is a complete responsibility for the housekeeping operations during the night shift. Okay, so he will be having more responsibility. So next comes the room attendant. Room attendant is also called as a chambermaid or a room boy, who is actually responsible for the cleanliness of the room. These persons will be going to clean the guest room. Room attendant will be allotted for each floors to clean all the rooms, including the corridors, guest elevators, floor pantries, etc. Next comes the head house person. The head house person will have the supervisors, the work allotted to the houseman. He will supervise all the things that is allotted for the houseman, including or especially those in public areas. In medium-sized hotels, he could not be a person in charge of an housekeeping on the night shift. Next comes the house person. House person is a person who comes under the head house person. He is usually handyman who do the heavy physical cleaning required in the guest and public rooms. Their job will include like vacuum cleaning of and floors, shifting of furnitures, cleaning of window panels, mopping, brazing, sweeping, etc. He will be having some high physical cleaning activities. Next comes the cloakroom attendant. A cloakroom is a place where the hotel will have some separate guest toilets on the public areas. Okay, so the cloakroom attendant or boy or sometimes girl who will clean and maintain the public area guest toilets, their responsibility is to have to provide a supply of clean and dry towels in the guest toilets like bath towels, hand towels, bath mats, face towel, etc. So these are the duties and regular responsibilities of an housekeeping staff on a briefed basis. Okay, so let us see how the housekeeping personnels have been categorized according to their skills on the next slide. We will have three categories. Okay, let us move on to the next. Thank you.